Hi there, Roy Patterson. I just wanted to make this quick video for anybody looking at the financials for 3P, either from a school chapter perspective or a local chapter or regional chapter, or just wanting to inquire about the global financials and how it works for the parent organization. So the main thing to keep in mind is that there's different tabs of this spreadsheet. The far left at the bottom, you'll see the school chapter financials. Next to that, the local chapter financials. Next to that, the regional chapter financials and the global financials. And there's also a points breakdown, which is sort of the assumptions, or not the assumptions. That's what happens through that's how the money breakdown is for the points, and who gets what percentage. And so going back to the school financials, most things are very consistent across the financials for the different levels of chapters, whether it's school, local, regional, or the global. In essence, these numbers in yellow and blue are assumptions that you can feel free to change. So they often have a little notes thing next to them that tells you what the assumption is about. But if you change that assumption, then it reflects right through the spreadsheet. So if you, for example, looking at the first one, the new site registrations, saying here that would grow at 20% a month, and that ends up giving us at the end of the first year 233 members and that registrations from that school. If we made that 15% instead of 20, then now that number changes to 140. So just to give you an example of just by changing, it's better to change that yellow number than any of the other ones. And also, if you're going to make changes, what I actually suggest is that you save this document, you make a copy. So go to File, make a copy, make your own copy, and that way you can play with the assumptions, make all the changes you want, and you have full rights to make those changes. So feel free to make a copy and to evaluate it for yourself. But if you just want to look at our copy online and not necessarily make any changes, then the yellow ones do make our assumptions, but otherwise I cover the site registrations, we cover the actual income received, so the gross income, the different expenses for, there's a subscription fee at each level. So a school chapter pays $3 a month, a local chapter pays I think it's $100 a month, a regional chapter is $300, and so those are built into your expenses. There are salaries in place, or wages for the management teams, whether it's the president, vice presidents of operations, finance. I try to keep reasonably similar rules in all the different ones. There's a few expenses in each one, depending on whether it's a school one or a regional one, and all that ends up spitting out a total expenses. A couple things that I'll mention here: the cost of raising funds. I've factored in here that whether you're raising investment money or grant money, there's a cost to that. So you're probably paying whoever's raising the money 5%. So that's factored in, which can, in essence, it's shown an expense, but it's actually an income stream if you're the one doing it. So if you get your grant, if you get a $100,000 grant, then there's 5% built into that. So somebody would get $5,000 for that. So it shows as an expense for the school financials, but it's actually an income for whoever actually does it. Yeah, and the seed capital loan repayments, we factored in that 5% of our gross revenue for that entity. If you're getting any seed capital, which is repayable in the form of a loan, or it's probably going to be in the form of a loan, that those people are repaid from ongoing cash flow. And so, to give you an example, in this example for the school, if a $3,000 loan was raised in order to seed the chapter, then over the course of the first year, then it would have paid back. $200 of that $3,000. So what's that about? Maybe a 5% return. No, less than that. Maybe a 1% return the first year, but next year it turns into $600 paid back. The next year $700. So at the end of 3 years, it would have paid back $1,500 of the $3,000, which is about a 17% per year return. So An investment mechanism for to raise capital for the different chapters, and the same holds true for the local chapter or for a regional chapter. Yeah. So that's just a quick overview, and feel free to play with the spreadsheet. And if you have any questions, you can just fire me off an email, Roy at 3P-financials.com. Okay, thanks.